Hey guys, I just want to do a quick video on suspension setups and coilovers. I have had a lot of questions, especially today, and that's what prompted me to make this video. Okay, so instead of me telling you the right or wrong way about how to do this, because there is no right or wrong way, it's just whatever works for your setup. In this case, I'm using K-Sport coilovers system. And I'm just gonna show you using these pictures on my laptop how I'm using them and how I have them set up so that I can be at my lowest. You guys have seen my car, so I think I'm about 2 inches or 3 inches from the frame at the bottom of the car. I'm 2 inches off the ground. From my lip, I'm 3. Basically, what I did is when installing these is I lowered the whole coilover as low as it could go, which would be this part right here, the collar, down through the lower mount, which is this piece. So I'm left with about 2 inches of threads right there, and that sits about a finger's distance right above my CV boot right there, because I don't want it to hit that. So I left a little bit of a gap because I had a problem with that one time I went too close. Next, I basically sat this collar right here is used for the end links and the sway bar links. I sat that right on top of that lower mount, and it's got like a washer. I'll call that a castle ring or something, and that's what holds that part down. And then I got the sway bar. You kind of have to have that. I've heard of guys running without them, but it's not really good for handling, and I wouldn't suggest it. Right on top of that, I have my locking rings for my spring. Now, the reason I have the spring all the way compressed down is because the spring, the lower that spring goes, the lower you will go, and your car will go on top of the tires. So I have that sitting right on top of that other collar ring for the sway bar links. If I raise that higher, or if you raise that higher, you would get a harsher ride, a lot bumpier. So keeping that down, keeping it less compressed, and letting it have some space to breathe basically, gives you a smoother ride, and that's how I'm set up in my front. Here's another picture of how it looks from a different angle. You guys get the idea, and I just wanted to show this to you guys. There's my CV boot, you can see, and I have the bottom of the coilover. It actually comes through the lower mount. It's sitting about, just like I said, like a finger's distance from there. That way when the whole setup does compress, it's not gonna run right into that and split it. I have my brake line free at the moment, but you should zip tie it at least to the part. I would suggest using thicker sway bar links, as well as shorter sway bar links I like to use. I'm actually using stock ones right now, so that's what works for me in my setup, but feel free to experiment. Like I said before, this is how I'm running it right now. Now, there's no gap between my wheel and the fender in the front. You can't stick your finger in there or anything. However, I am gonna go about an inch or an inch and a half lower in the front, and I'm gonna have a video up on how to do that, but right now this is my suspension setup. And like I said, you guys seen the car, so you know how low it is. And I hope this helps anybody who had any questions about my setup. And if you need me to post these pictures or send them to you, if that helps, or I can even make a video of me going under the car to show you exactly the parts and mechanics. I hope this helps. Shout out to the Protege Chill Spot on Facebook. If you guys need help, I definitely check them out. There's a lot of guys on there who can help you. So just a quick review on how I have mine set up, how I installed them. First thing I did is I took the whole coilover and threaded it through this lower mount. That's where I got that about 2 inches of thread right there at the bottom. Then what I did is I made sure that collar for the sway bar was sitting right on top of the lower mount, and then I could bring my spring all the way down as far as it would go, so to give me a soft ride, while at the same time being really low. And then I set my camber, at the top with the plates that were included. and that's how I set up my coilovers. If you're having problems getting lower with your coilovers, you might want to just go ahead and experiment with them with your settings. And also, this is the way I did it. I'm not saying it's the right way, I'm not saying there is a right way, but if you'd like to copy it, that's how I did it. So I hope this helps anybody out there who's trying to lower their car with this suspension.